Okay, so if you're running a business, you know this feeling. You're staring at one of the biggest decisions you have to make. Where do you actually put your marketing dollars? You've got SEO, PPC, and social media, three heavyweights, but only one budget.
It's the question, isn't it? Do you play the long game, go for the quick win, or do you focus on building a community? And let's be honest, the pressure to get this right is huge because the wrong choice can burn through your cash with very little to show for it.
But here's the good news. I'm not here to give you some generic, one-size-fits-all answer. Nope. The whole goal of this is to give you the tools, a clear, actionable framework, so you can make the right call for your business, right now. All right, so to do that, we have to evaluate these three channels based on the metrics that actually matter. We're talking about how much they cost, how long they take to work, and of course, the return you can expect on your investment. And wow, the contrast here just jumps right off the page, doesn't it? Take a look at time to results. PPC is an absolute speed demon, delivering in under 48 hours. SEO, on the other hand, is a marathon. We're talking 6 to 12 months. But then you look down at long-term ROI, and that's where the whole story completely flips. And this timeline shows you exactly what that flip looks like in the real world. For the first 6 months of SEO, you might even be losing money while you build that foundation. But then, around month 12, things start to turn positive. And after that, that's when the magic happens. Your traffic starts to compound, and you see this incredible ROI that turns that initial cost into your cheapest source of leads down the road. It's the classic slow burn with a huge payoff. So, to make sense of all that, we need to properly introduce our contenders. Let's break them down, one by one. First up, SEO. The absolute best way to think about SEO is like you're buying a piece of digital real estate. You put in the time and money up front to build an asset, your website's ranking, that actually grows in value over time and keeps generating free traffic long after you stopped paying for the initial work. You're owning your traffic, not renting it. And SEO isn't just one thing. A really solid strategy is like a 4-part engine. You've got the technical nuts and bolts of your site, the actual content on your pages, the authority you built across the web, and, for a lot of businesses, a laser focus on your local area. So, this is probably the most important part, knowing when to play the SEO card. If you've got a runway of, say, 6 to 12 months and your goal is to build a sustainable long-term asset, SEO is your champion. But if you need leads coming in by next Friday just to make payroll, then you absolutely should not lead with SEO. Not yet, anyway. And that is where our second contender, PPC, storms into the ring. If SEO is buying the real estate, PPC is like renting a giant flashing billboard right in the middle of Times Square. You get immediate, prime-time visibility, but you have to pay for every single person that even glances your way. And here's the catch, and it is a big one. The second you stop paying, that billboard goes dark, the traffic just stops. Think of it like a faucet. You can turn it on and get an instant flood of water, which is great, but you have to keep paying that water bill to keep it flowing. And that brings us to our third contender, social media marketing. Now, this one's different. It's not about what people are searching for, it's about human connection. You're not buying traffic or renting it, you're building a town square. This is where you start conversations, build a community, and create a brand that people actually trust. It's less about the immediate sale and way more about earning the loyalty that drives sales for a lifetime. Okay, so we know the players. Now for the main event, applying all this to your real-world business. This is where we actually build your framework. Let's kick things off with a brand new business you've just launched. What do you need most? Well, you need to validate your idea. And let's be real, you need to generate some cash flow. You simply can't afford to wait a year for the phone to start ringing. For you, the strategy is pretty clear. You lead with PPC, putting about 60% of your budget there to get those immediate leads and revenue in the door. But, and this is so important, you simultaneously invest about 30% into SEO to start building that long-term asset quietly in the background. Okay, let's switch gears. Now imagine you're an established local business, a plumber, an electrician, a cafe. You've been around for a few years, you've got a good reputation, and your main goal is to just completely dominate your service area. Here, the hero of the story changes. Your number one focus, about 50% of your budget, should be on local SEO. This is the stuff that gets you found in all those near-me searches, which, for a local business, is pure gold. Then you support that with PPC to fill in any gaps, and you use social media to really solidify your reputation in the local community.
So you're probably starting to see a pattern here, right? The smartest strategies aren't really about choosing one versus the other. The real magic, the real power, happens when versus becomes and. Now, I know what you're thinking. What's this all going to cost? Well, take a look. Over 2 years, a PPC-only strategy gets incredibly expensive. The combined strategy is definitely the highest investment up front, which might seem a little daunting at first. But believe me, that cost is only half the equation. Because this is the payoff. By month 24, just look at the cost to get a single lead. A combined comprehensive strategy delivers the lowest cost per lead out of any approach. It is the most efficient way to grow your business, period. Why? Because each channel supports and boosts the others. And if you need just one number to remember the power of playing the long game, here it is. A mature, well-executed SEO strategy can deliver a return on investment of up to 12 to 1. That's building true, sustainable value in your business. So, let's put this all together. How do you actually get started? Here is a simple, strategic action plan you can use today. It's just 4 simple steps. First, assess. Be brutally honest about your timeline, your budget, and your goals. Second, choose your strategy based on that assessment. Third, set realistic expectations. No, SEO is not going to bring you a flood of leads in 60 days. And fourth, start small, track everything, and then scale what's actually working. Because at the end of the day, that's the real takeaway. We started this whole thing by asking SEO versus PPC versus social media, but that's the wrong question. The right question is, what's the perfect strategic mix for my business right now? And now you have the framework to answer it.
Thanks for watching. At Krrisp Digital, we help Australian businesses grow smarter with AI, automation, and digital marketing that actually delivers results. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more insights that can transform your business. Ready to take the next step? Visit krispdigital.com.au and book your free strategy call today.